It was 2001, and Elon Musk has just generated $175 million from selling PayPal, ready to fund his next dreams. But what started as a truly visionary project to inspire humanity quickly turned into something much bigger when he realized just how hard it was to find an affordable rocket. And that, my friends, is where the real story begins. Because when Elon realized that even his $175 million fortune wasn't enough to build his dream of a multi-planetary civilization, it sparked the birth of a new era in space travel. Elon Musk once said, "What if I told you that the most ambitious rocket ever built isn't just designed to reach space, but to redefine humanity's place in the universe?" Known for turning impossible dreams into reality, Musk is known for his iconic quote,
there are many troubles in the world, of course, and these are important and we need to solve them. But we also need things that make us excited to be alive, that make us glad to wake up in the morning and be fired up about the future and think, yeah, the future is going to be great. And this space exploration is one of those things. And becoming a spacefaring civilization, being out there among the stars, this is one of the things that I know makes me glad to be alive. I think it makes many people glad to be alive. It's one of the best things. And this really, we're faced with a choice. Which future do you want? Do you want the future where we become a spacefaring civilization and are in many worlds and are out there among the stars, or one where we are forever confined to Earth? And I say it is the first.
Becoming a spacefaring civilization, being out there among the stars. This is one of the things that I know makes me glad to be alive. I think makes many people glad to be alive. It's one of the best things. These aren't just the words of a dreamer. They're the driving force behind a colossal leap forward for humanity. A leap embodied in the revolutionary Starship. But Starship isn't just another rocket.
I think that one of the biggest traps for smart engineers is optimizing a thing that shouldn't exist.
It's a vessel that will shatter the limits of human imagination, a key to unlock the doors of new worlds across the cosmos. So why is it so revolutionary? What did it take to bring this vision to life against all odds? And could this truly be the breakthrough that finally brings the stars within our reach? Get ready to explore the story of a spacecraft that will alter the course of human history forever. This isn't just about going to Mars. It's about the dawn of a new era, a multi-planetary civilization. Let's dive into the bold vision, relentless challenges, and groundbreaking innovations behind Starship, and find out why it could change everything we know about space exploration. So, what exactly is Starship? Starship is a two-stage rocket. The second stage, dubbed the Ship, sits atop a giant first-stage booster called Super Heavy. At the base of Super Heavy are 33 Raptor engines that deliver an incredible punch of about 74 meganewtons of thrust. To put it in perspective, that's almost 700 times the power of the engines on an Airbus A320neo, a plane you might have flown on with airlines like Aer Lingus or British Airways. Imagine the force of takeoff in one of those planes, then multiply it by 700. That's the kind of power we're talking about. Since its second test flight in June 2024, Starship has grown by about a meter, now standing just over 120 meters tall. This extra height comes from the Super Heavy booster expanding in size. It's roughly twice as powerful as the legendary Saturn V rocket, which carried humans to the moon. But let's rewind a bit. Before Starship, there was Falcon 1, SpaceX's first rocket, the first privately developed liquid fuel rocket to reach Earth orbit in 2008. This success paved the way for the Falcon 9, introducing significant reusability to spaceflight and the Dragon spacecraft, the first commercial vehicle to visit the ISS, setting the stage for what was to come. The journey to Starship wasn't linear. It started with the Mars Colonial Transporter, MCT, evolved into the Interplanetary Transport System, ITS, and then became the Big Falcon rocket, BFR. Some may know it by its other nickname. Each iteration refined the vision, from a carbon fiber behemoth to the practical stainless steel Starship we see today. The Raptor engines, a marvel of engineering, use a full-flow staged combustion cycle, a first in rocket engines, allowing for higher efficiency and thrust than traditional designs. The switch from carbon composites to 304L austenitic stainless steel for the rocket's body was revolutionary, offering strength, affordability, and resistance to both extreme heat and cold, reducing the need for a massive heat shield during re-entry. Initially, the plan was to use carbon composites for their lightness, but the material proved too costly and heat-sensitive, leading to this pivotal change to steel. Developing a spacecraft on this scale has been a saga of trial, error, and relentless innovation. Over the years, we've watched countless design iterations, each refining Starship into the marvel we see today. Every detail is deliberate, functional, and driven by one clear purpose: to bring humanity into a new era of space travel across the solar system and beyond. But how did this ambitious idea come to life? When Elon founded SpaceX, his initial idea was modest: Mars Oasis, a plan to send a greenhouse filled with seeds to Mars, to broadcast images back to Earth, reigniting humanity's passion for space. However, the reality of space travel costs quickly became apparent. In 2001, launching into space was exorbitantly expensive. Even the cheapest option, Boeing's Delta II, cost $65 million per flight, and Musk needed funds for 2 missions to account for potential failure. Refusing to be deterred, Elon looked to Russia for decommissioned ICBMs, but negotiations ended disastrously. This moment of frustration sparked a realization. The problem wasn't a lack of will, but the high cost and complexity of space access. This led to the birth of SpaceX, aiming to make space travel more accessible. Fast forward to 2016, when Musk unveiled the ITS, a sci-fi concept promising to make interplanetary travel a reality. This rocket, 122 meters tall, powered by 42 methane-burning Raptor engines, was meant for Mars, but was too grandiose for practical use. By 2017, it evolved into the BFR, more practical, with 31 engines and a design that could handle multiple missions, from satellite deployment to lunar landings. Then came 2018, with a redesign that introduced the now iconic retro-futuristic look of Starship, complete with aerodynamic flaps for control during descent, a design that was both functional and striking. By 2022, the real Starship prototype was unveiled, equipped with Mechazilla, a launch tower with massive chopstick arms for catching the booster and ship upon landing, eliminating external landing legs for Earth orbit missions. This concept was not just about the rocket itself, but about how SpaceX could land and relaunch vehicles more efficiently, reducing costs significantly. But the journey wasn't without its hiccups. Environmental concerns, regulatory challenges, and the sheer complexity of making a fully reusable rocket have been constant hurdles. Each test flight, like the one in June 2024, has been a learning opportunity, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. For instance, the environmental impact at Starbase led to lawsuits and delays, but also spurred innovations in environmental management and rocket design. Now, with Starship's 7th flight scheduled for no earlier than January 11, 2025, at Starbase, teams are working around the clock to prepare. This flight will feature Ship 33, the first of the Block 2 series, with a revamped heat shield, larger propellant tanks, and other improvements, marking the transition from Block 1 to full reusability. The heat shield redesign involves new materials and configurations to withstand the intense re-entry heat, and the tanks are designed to store more propellant, allowing for more ambitious missions. SpaceX also plays a crucial role in NASA's Artemis program, with Starship slated to serve as the human landing system for lunar missions, aiming to return humans to the moon's surface. This partnership is not just about reaching the moon, but about testing technologies like propulsive landing and in-orbit refueling, crucial steps towards making Mars missions feasible. Musk's vision extends beyond Earth orbit or even Mars. It's about creating a self-sustaining city on Mars, leveraging technologies like in-orbit refueling, which future flights will demonstrate. The dream of Mars colonization involves overcoming logistical nightmares, from extracting water for rocket fuel to dealing with the harsh Martian environment. But it's a dream that could redefine human existence, offering a backup plan for Earth and expanding humanity's footprint in the solar system. The story of SpaceX and Starship is one of relentless innovation, where every failure is a step closer to success. The company has built a culture where rapid iteration is not just accepted but celebrated, pushing the envelope of what's possible in space technology. From the early days of Falcon 1's failures to the pioneering reusability of Falcon 9, SpaceX has shown that with enough will, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. The Raptor engine development, for example, showcases this ethos. Starting as a concept, it required completely rethinking rocket propulsion, leading to a design that could operate at pressures and efficiencies previously thought unattainable. Each engine test, each flight, has been a step in learning how to make space travel more accessible and less expensive. Moreover, SpaceX's approach to manufacturing has been revolutionary. By adopting a vertical integration model, where they control everything from engine production to spacecraft assembly, they've managed to cut costs and speed up development cycles. This has allowed them to pivot quickly when designs need to change, as seen with the transition from carbon composites to stainless steel for Starship. The narrative of SpaceX isn't just about rockets. It's about a vision for humanity. It's about making space travel as routine as air travel, about democratizing access to the stars. The dream of Mars is not just Musk's. It's shared by the thousands at SpaceX, by space enthusiasts, scientists, and dreamers around the world. This collective dream fuels the relentless pace of innovation at SpaceX, where each new iteration of Starship is not just a rocket, but a step towards a future where we're no longer bound to one planet. As Elon Musk states, at SpaceX, we specialize in converting things from impossible to late. This journey from a modest greenhouse project to the brink of interplanetary travel encapsulates the spirit of innovation that drives SpaceX forward. So, what do you think? Will Musk's dream of Mars come true? Will we see a future where trips to Mars are as common as